My people were biologically determined for one purpose alone, to sense the coming of damn fine podcasts. I sense it coming now.
I was not looking at the screen.
I knew it. Like, why aren't you looking at me talking, putting my head in the box?
Because you don't have Reddit quotes on your face.
I have Reddit quotes on my phone?
No, my computer does not. I'm reading Reddit.
Oh, okay.
About this tonight's episode.
He's doing his due diligence.
I'm doing work.
Okay, you're not missing out on the silhouette or whatever you could see of me on there.
You will never be able to podcast as good as us. Your tongue is too human.
Oh, hello. Welcome to a Discovery Home Companion. Your companion as we go through Star Trek Discovery. Me, as always, is James Nolan.
Hey, guys.
And Hugh Crawford.
Hello.
And my name is Wade Bowen. And, yep, we just watched an episode. That happened. And it was an episode called Vaulting Ambition.
Wow. Yes.
It's Scottish play or something.
Yeah, and I have the IMDb description for us. It aired today, January 21st, 2018. It's the 12th episode of Season 1. And here's the description. Burnham heads the ISS Charon with a special, quote, gift, end quote, for the Emperor. With the help of an unexpected source, Stamets gains clarity while trapped inside the mycelial network. Saru asks for L'Rell's help. And let's not bury the lead here, everybody. Lorca's from the Mirror Universe.
And is evil.
Yeah.
Turns out he is the Woody Allen of the Mirror Universe.
We don't know for sure, but yes, James was. Yeah, I know. I was watching it.
You don't know for sure?
We don't. The
what?
Next on looks. Hey, no.
The next one makes him look evil too.
Let me just finish. I was just saying. I was watching it with my girlfriend, and we don't know, but we don't know for sure. But I was watching it, and I was like, God damn it, James was right.
So, well, we know that he was the.
Yeah, he's
the
evil.
If he's the Woody Allen of Star Trek, he's evil.
I'm just.
That's it. You're like, well, we don't know that's evil.
I'm saying,
like, I don't think we should.
Listen.
Are you?
Wait, I don't.
Time's up, Wade.
Seriously, Wade. Come on. He fucked his adopted daughter.
Yeah, that's.
That's not great.
Yeah,
oh, he is a Woody. Oh, I see what you're doing there.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, Michael Burnham is Sung Lee. Wade, come on.
Shit.
You didn't know Mia Farrow was the Emperor the entire time.
Yeah. Well, let's just talk about the episode before we get to the end reveal.
Sure. Okay.
Sure.
Now, there's a lot of stuff happening in this episode. There's like 3 plot threads basically that don't interact.
That's why the show had the bloated screen time of 37 minutes.
37 minutes, yeah.
I noticed that too, and I thought that's a bit. Wait a minute. Okay, so you're on your very own streaming network. You call all the shots. You would think that would give you the ability to tell stories any way you want. And what do? You shave your time down by 7 minutes.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild. I wonder what cut.
Yeah, did anything or they're just like, all right, well, this is the episode where we dispense with all these, because it didn't. I don't know.
It moved at a good clip, I guess.
It moved at a real good clip, and it had a job to do, which was to progress these plot lines along.
Sure,
but I don't quite know what the theme of the episode was.
I think the theme was let's move these plot lines along.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So
it's like we're watching sort of like one story at this point, and what we're getting chapters.
Yeah.
So it's kind of different whenever you go from these, and you know how Mike Ehrmantraut from Breaking Bad, he was famous for saying no half measures, and I feel like that's what some of these episodes were, where they were trying to serialize but also have a standalone episode at the same time. I feel like you were getting the worst of both and not the best of either.
Oh yeah.
And now that they're moving things along, like we have an episode that isn't dealing with a theme at all because it's just a chapter. It's not a story. It's just a chapter in a story, like a book. then you don't have to. You're not bogged down by theme and ideas. You could just move plot along.
Yeah.
And character stuff. I mean, I guess death is not the end. That that's what they're talking about with the Dr. Culber stuff.
Right. Maybe should we just isolate each each one and just talk about them individually?
However you want to cut it up.
Because we'd be all I feel like to have some kind of semblance or cohesion, maybe we should try that out.
Sure.
So the one, I guess the main thread is Burnham and Giorgio, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anybody want to tackle that one? Get a synopsis?
She's basically, Giorgio wants to murder Burnham because they're treacherous. Evil Burnham teamed up with the evil Lorca to overthrow her. Now all of a sudden she's got the nerves to show up, and she has to play the only card she has left, which is to say, I am not from your universe.
Yes,
please don't kill me.
Right. Oh yeah, because she kills everybody. She says, "Hey, look, actually before that,
yeah, I was gonna say, wait, this is like the middle of the story.
Yeah, let's start at the beginning. She goes up and says, "Oh, thank you." And then congratulations, pick out a kelpie.
What you think it's like pick out your slave, but really it was like they were in a turtle. They were in a turtle.
They're at a lobster place.
They were in a lobster tank. Yeah.
Yeah.
It turns out.
And she and it's like, and I was like, oh, Saru's not there. He's on her ship. Like, nope, there's Saru. She picked Saru.
Okay, let's take a moment to appreciate Doug Jones. He looks truly alien in that Saru makeup. Those other guys, they look like
they don't.
They look like guys in Kelpian masks. It reminded me of Planet of the Apes.
Yes.
Yeah, they picked up a Saru costume down at the Halloween store and just put on the rubber mask.
They did. So here's the whole time I'm sitting here, and all of these scenes. One thing I don't want to let it go. That Giorgio's throne proves that, like Benjamin Sisko, Giorgio is also a baseball fan because she bandaged her throne off of the World Series replica trophy.
Yeah, they even brought that up on the fucking after track.
Oh, did they? I didn't even watch that.
Yeah. But, so you're not the only one to notice it.
Yeah, it was like I was like. It also there was a lot of Game of Thrones echoing in these scenes. But
you think?
Yeah, a little bit. Even the way that the World Series thing, it also could have looked like it was kind of doing some sort of like shadow representation of the crown or whatever, the Iron Throne.
Oh yeah.
But so the whole time I'm trying to look around all these people around them. We don't know them, right? They're all like just dudes. Like I don't know any of these people.
Maybe was one of them the McDreamy from the bridge?
I don't remember
the one that survives the fidget spinner attack.
Was he from what? From the first episode?
No, there was one McDreamy, Dr. McDreamy bridge crew white dude that hotness
really?
It may have been him with a beard. I'm not sure. I don't know. That's the one where I was like, is that a guy we know?
Yeah.
And
then do we know Ava's brother? Do we know him from anything else?
Nah, it's just a name.
Okay. Yeah.
I think it was just to illustrate how evil Lorca truly is.
Yes.
Right. So she gets to pick out a Kelpian. She goes to dinner and but Giorgio was like, how do you like your Kelpian? It's delicious, right? And we learned that she was her mother, basically.
Yeah.
That she called her mother.
And that she was sleeping with Lorca, right?
Oh, yeah, and we learned in that reveal when she's like, oh, you were traded on...
They were all sleeping with Lorca. Yeah, they're all sleeping with Lorca.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so Giorgio was also sleeping with Lorca? Is that a thing?
I believe that.
She just said it was a right hand, so...
Yeah, okay, so probably. We're in sexy dominatrix theater land, so you're probably right.
Yeah.
And then there's that... She like, here... She feeds her the kelp. Here, you can have the
threat ganglia is the most
ganglia,
part.
And she eats her friend. It was that was one thing where it elicited like a little bit of squickiness on my part, which
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Game of Thrones. Oh yeah, it's feeding somebody their dick kind of thing. Yeah.
That, and how about just all the gore and blood too?
Yeah.
I really don't miss that in my Trek. Like,
yeah. I
never watched Star Trek, and I was like, you know what? I wish there was more body mutilation and cannibalism and gore.
And then we learned that Burnham was turned by her father, Woody Allen.
She was Soon-Yeed.
Yeah. I didn't even put that together, but yes,
Didn't?
Okay.
They had a whole scene where they put it together for you, and Burnham says,
I got the fact that they were sleeping together. Yes, I got that. But
that she knew her from child and as a father, and then he groomed her. Groomed her is literally a terminology that predators are like.
Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah, that Lorca is not a good guy. I've changed my tune on him. Where I thought that maybe
it's nice to have people in the hot tub over here.
Right. Well, yeah. I don't want to be a Woody Allen apologist. I don't know what time she was put on Lorca's ship, though. Sure, it was, but whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, you're both of your big hopes was that Lorca isn't evil, that Lorca is somehow redeemable, and that Lorca is on the show, season 2, season 3, and let's say that most of those are dashed.
It's mostly dashed. I still hold that they could, because the next-ons are next-ons. They're not telling you the whole story. But, odds are you're right. I'll readily admit that.
I mean, I guess we could have the good Lorca who looks like Jerry Lewis and the Nutty Professor with glasses and big teeth. Oh, I'm a good guy. He could come back and be like,
it's definitely
captain.
possible that you do get good guy Jason Isaac.
Yeah.
And so I'm not...
Because we don't know for sure that he's dead.
Yeah. Right. And obviously you see that Landry comes back. Like, I guess it's Mirror Universe
that's the
Landry.
next on too, yeah.
Or is it possible that Landry was also Mirror Universe? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know about that.
But
no, because part of his thesis is that the fact that you're working with the same people means destiny exists or some bullshit like that.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't like destiny.
Well, he was making destiny by manipulating Michael Burnham onto the ship. So, I mean...
Well, that's something we knew early on, is that he was obviously manipulating the people around him.
Right. The fact that...
But we didn't know it to what end. We thought maybe he was a righteous warrior trying to overthrow the emperor.
Right. The fact that he could use the mirror version of her to his ends is one thing. I don't know why they needed to make it all Soon-Yeed Woody Allen shit, but they did, so okay.
Oh, they did.
They did.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, they have to... It has to be dark. Everything has to be ultra dark.
Yeah, it's pretty dark.
Ultra grim. We're looking at grim dark Trek. Get used to it. This is what everybody likes now, Wade. We're alone because we only like the old shit.
No, there's plenty of people that are mad about that. And we'll see.
Once she does tell her that they're from the Mirror Universe, then Georgiou uses a fidget spinner to kill a bunch of everybody in a scene. So that was fun. You get to watch a fidget spinner drive into like 10 guys' heads.
I had a good time with that.
And I don't know why. I don't know why she stopped. I don't know why
she let the one guy live.
No, I don't know why she just didn't fucking kill Burnham still. Who cares? Her whole problem is that the situation is bleak.
She's got a little...
She loves Burnham.
She does have a soft spot for Burnham, and she keeping her alive right now is not... She's the emperor. She can do what she wants.
But why is she doing it?
Why not? Well, she didn't want to kill her, and it's an interesting thing, and maybe
yeah. I'm just trying to figure out what's in the characters' heads. But.
Sure. I think they set it up that she still has a soft spot for Burnham.
Right. I think it's just a weakness.
Yeah.
It's like love has made her weak,
but
it doesn't matter because it has the same effect. If you see the exact person from a different universe, it still like fucks you up.
Mm-hmm. And then at the end, she kind of becomes an ally when the reveal. I guess that's the main reveal of the episode, and that's the reveal of this plot. We'll talk about the other two plot lines, I guess, after this. But that she's kind of an ally, and that Burnham has a whole like Kaiser Soze moment, Usual Suspects, where she puts together that Lorca's from the Mirror Universe, and we get Chekhov's eyeballs. Yeah, again, that too was like, did we need that? Did we need that extra world building? Well, they had put that in from the beginning, so I mean, they had to like
whose eyeballs?
That none of them can see the light from the prime universe is just brighter, and that's why Lorca's eyes have been hurting this whole time.
Right. Well,
And that's why he didn't want to see a doctor about it.
Yes.
Right, but that's just a weird bit of world building to plug in there. Like I totally was fine believing that his eyesight got fucked up by the Battle of the Binary Stars because they showed the Klingons blew up a sun that that the beacon shined all that light, and that would fuck up a guy's eyeballs, right?
Yeah.
But, yeah. Okay. But no, it's because he's from the mirror universe, which is okay. It felt unnecessary, but okay.
It does answer my question about like, I don't know. Did I go on a rant with you, or I don't know if I went on the rant with the podcast or to my wife about why is everything so fucking dark? Turn on the fucking lights in this place.
Yeah.
At least there was a reason for it, huh?
Yeah.
I
Well,
guess.
JR, I like JR on the Discord's theory that there's just the horniness quotient of the mirror universe is just so much higher. There's like, I like that better than it's just darker.
That's the thing is everything is cavernous and dark, and I equated to it on the Discord when we were on that. When we were talking to JR, I equated it to it's like everything's in like a mall. It looks like it's filmed in a mall after dark. It's just empty and dark and like I don't know, like you're looking for a security guard to like come around at some point.
Right. What are you kids doing in here?
Like it's but anyway, so we have we had the explanation we wanted for Lorca's eyes. And all of the Destiny conversations that Lorca's been saying. Yeah. All of the Destiny speeches.
And apparently the triangle on his back when he was having sex with Cornball, that the episode didn't explain it, but I was watching a little bit of the after track and they threw it in there like it was a no-brainer. Oh yeah, that's a agonizer scar. Okay.
It didn't make sense.
So there you go.
Yeah. I knew it was weird that I mean, at the time, I think we talked about like she's obviously been sleeping with him for a while. She had never noticed a brand on him before, and it was obviously a healed brand.
Yeah.
So, in like a old scarred over brand, so it probably wasn't recent. Right. So
we all assumed it was from the mirror universe, but we don't have any reason to think that that's how agonizers scar you.
That's what an agonizer. Yeah, I assumed it was like a brand, and people like.
Right.
Like he was in like an evil fraternity or something.
Yeah. And the fact that if you're from the mirror universe, sleeping with a phasor under your pillow is probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Because they'll just kill you in your sleep. So that all happened. What was plotline 2? Unless there's something we're missing in that. No, it was only 37 minutes, right?
we were missing anything for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Do we think that Lorca, like, there's a lot of people online, and I just haven't watched the episode again. There's a lot of things online that are saying that, like, she intimated that he slept with Burnham when Burnham was underage. But I don't remember that necessarily, right?
No, it just says that she sent.
So Lorca might be our first pedophile, according to some conjecture on the internet, but I don't remember that. Yeah.
We don't. I assume that she sent Burnham to Lorca around the same time that Sarek sent Burnham to Michelle Yao, is my guess. Just for convenience of how the timelines match up or whatever.
When she was 7, but I mean, like if he had slept with her when she was 17, like if he had slept with her when she was 17,
right. Well, that's my point. That's what I'm saying. However old Burnham was when she graduated from the Vulcan Academy and went to the Shenzhou, that's my I don't have any real reason, but
that's when the first time she met Burnham in the mirror universe.
That's in the mirror universe, Burnham. That's when the Emperor sent Michael Burnham to go be with
Lorca.
With Lorca. That's my guess.
They were all together on the big ship that has a star in the middle of it. They lived happily on that ship like her whole life or something. I just assumed she grew up on that Terran ship.
I'm not seeing any.
I didn't specifically remember them saying underage. I was thinking it was more Sun Yi than Dylan Farrow. Let's put it that way.
At some point, really gross. Captain, the Emperor sent her to go train or be with.
I don't think she said sent. At no point did she say sent. I think they were all on the Emperor ship.
Guys.
No, there was like a time. I don't know, but I feel like there was a sent, or like I put you under his wing, and y'all got. And then that's when they got into it.
But he was like her number 2, right? He was like her.
But he's still flying around on a he wasn't on number 2 on her ship. He had his own captaincy, and he was flying around the galaxy killing people or doing what.
When was he fucking Ava? That's what I need to know. I need to know why so much about this episode was built around Ava.
He was fucking Ava, and then somebody better came along, which was Burnham, I'm assuming. I don't see why we need to think that he was fucking Burnham when she was 13 or something.
I agree with that.
Plotline number 2 was Stamets in the mycelial network.
Oh, you know, one of the best things about this storyline for me is the fact that Stamets is a person again. Like, just hearing them talk to each other, I'm like, oh, I kind of, this is neat. At least he's not jerking around with wide over eyes and in a chair. This is a nice.
He's got
it's
dialogue.
Nice to have him talk. Yeah.
With himself,
and with the this love story is not over. It's culmination of
So there's Mirror. Stamets is in there, and he's given a lot of backstory. There's something wrong with the mycelial network that exists throughout the galaxy. They're running through the mind's eye mycelial network version of the Discovery to find engineering to figure out how to get out of it, but then he sees little ghost Culber wink out of the corner of eye, and he chases him around. There's I
didn't understand how the mycelial network worked, because he said at the beginning, why are we on Discovery? Because it's the mycelial network's trying to make you comfortable. And then later when it tries to kill him, he's like, let's get to my lab. I'm like, could you do work in an imagined, could you find stuff out in an imagined place where the network is just trying to make you comfortable?
Right. The way back is it's make you comfortable, but it's the importance of would be the lab too, would be where the important information would be held, especially if it's a mirror of his brain kind of thing.
So the information is just
everything's a metaphor basically. So the metaphor is also useful in the navigating the problem.
Well, my only complaint is I don't clearly understand how the rules of my serial network works.
Well, I mean, it's pretty common knowledge at this point. I don't know if if you don't, if I don't know, didn't you learn about this in school?
Oh, I'm a dumbass because I don't know how my serial network. I get it. All right. I understand. That's all you needed to say.
Well, and well, if it's like a metaphor, the mirror Stamets wants to keep him on the task at hand, so get to the engineering room or whatever.
So the fact that Colbert was dead and Stamets knew it on some level, he was telling himself. He was helping himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then maybe part of
Colbert's
him does
manifestation.
Maybe part of him does exist in the mycelial network too, because the mycelial plane is everywhere and everything, but it's timey-wimey kind of stuff, so you can play with it fast and loose, I think.
But Culber is dead. He said that as much.
Oh yeah, he said he's dead.
Yeah, but death is not the end, according to the permission slip from Glad, right?
Well, I think it's that they have that Hugh probably helps. Ghost Hugh probably helps Stamets to figure this all out.
Right. Or he did in this episode. It's a little weak sauce as far as this is a grand love story, and he's a Force ghost basically. And it's still they did something dumb in killing him that way, and they're trying to salvage it. It's basically what I said they do.
But it's literally they're not making this show to order. They killed him off, and then this show was in the. They didn't know it wouldn't go. I mean, they did know it would go over bad, but then why make mistakes and then fix them in the next episode?
Well, they didn't fix him.
It's a weak fix.
This is them saying, "Wait for it. He's not gone. There's still going to be something left," but it's still a little bit weak sauce.
I mean, you still killed the character. We all still think. I mean, unless they bring him back in some bullshit.
He's dead.
And we forgot to mention that the MacGuffin that they've been chasing is pretty much useless, and their only way to get back is Stamets.
Yes,
right. And then so the Culber scene, basically warns him that Mirror Stamets is kind of shady too, but then how does he get? He just needs to wake up to get back to his body. And
he gets back to the wrong. They get back to the wrong body.
Yeah, which I like that. That's a fun thing to do
But he was wearing his own uniform. He wasn't wearing a mirror uniform.
I think
when
it's
he was
because
wearing...
I think it was more not like I think it was more like a psychic. He psychically went to the body.
Right. Well,
but the body itself was wearing the uniform.
Because it's Mirror Stamets' body, but Prime Stamets' psyche.
Right. So yeah,
so
they went to the wrong bodies. They both went to like both Mirror Stamets and Prime Stamets got out of the mycelial network.
You're saying that it's a metaphor, like by filming them in their proper uniforms, it's showing that they switch places.
No, and when they came out, they switched. They literally switched places.
Yeah, at the end of the episode, they leave the mycelial network. They go back to their bodies, except they went to the wrong bodies. They Freaky Friday.
No, Stamets showed us like good Stamets, Prime Stamets shows up on the Emperor's ship.
Yes,
in his Star Trek Discovery uniform.
Nope,
no,
he's a Terran uniform.
He's on a Terran. He's in a Terran uniform.
What?
Yeah, on the Emperor's ship because he's in that mirror.
He was in his Discovery uniform.
No, he wasn't.
I'm with Wade. He's in because on Discovery he's in like clearly in like a hospital gown.
Yeah,
which is what they had Stamets in.
Right.
So bad Stamets
is on the Discovery.
Is on the Discovery, but somebody's killed all the mushrooms.
Or because whatever science shenanigans Mirror Stamets was doing in the Mirror universe, I think whatever that's fucking up the mycelial network, and that's what the red killer mushrooms, when they were in the mycelial network, when they were blocking the they're like, well, how do we get to engineering? Oh, it's this way. And then there's the block passage by the damaged to the mycelial network. Whatever Mirror Stamets was doing was fucking up the mycelial network. And that also killed all the fungus on the Discovery. Because Colbert gives him the whole talk about like, hey, don't trust this guy. What he's doing isn't actually that great. So he was fucking some shit up.
None of this shit bothered me while I was watching it, but now that we're talking about it, it feels dumber.
It feels fine to me. Like the mirror guys are evil; they're doing bad shit.
It's like
he just got tricked by him a little bit, but then his love it, good Colbert, the good guy, tells him to watch out, and he does.
Yeah, I know, but Colbert only exists because Colbert doesn't actually have knowledge of like.
We don't know that.
It's not really Colbert though.
It might be. Yeah, it's his ghost in the mycelial network.
Okay, but wait, can we pause for a second? We're talking about it's a ghost.
Yeah.
But it's not
Wait
really.
a minute.
It's not really a ghost because this is Star Trek, and this Star Trek doesn't have dumb, not real shit on it. So it is a projection of Stamets's.
Not necessarily. We don't know that. I don't think so. Love is blah, blah, blah. Because he died in his arms and he went into, who knows what happened to his consciousness. Maybe part of his consciousness went to the mycelial network.
No, this is all just fucking nonsense. I think we're best off just not thinking about this shit.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not the kind of person that's going to get so mad if somebody dies and is not fully dead in a science fiction version of
I'm actually better off if he's not fully dead and that is his conscious, but I don't know if that is his conscious or not, or if it's just a fucking subconscious manifestation of Stamets. That's my problem. Like, I don't know if it's.
Are we talking
Stamets...
about? Oh my god! You know what? It's fuck.
What?
They are going to Spock him.
Oh, you think he's going to have two minds?
They're going to have the. You remember how they made a bunch of shit about the what's it called, the Klingon magic bullshit?
Sure.
There's a consciousness expands the whole universe. They're going to Spock him. They're going to take Hugh's body and then like Sarek or
the evil Hugh's body.
No, no.
You think they're gonna his dead body that they've got in stasis or whatever black coffins they put things in. They're gonna get his consciousness out of the mycelial network and put it back in.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know that. I'm not as sure that they're gonna do that.
Well, I'm not sure that his consciousness is in the mycelial network, but rather like a subconscious manifestation of what Stamets already knows.
I do at one point
because there's storytelling. At
one point, you're gonna pronounce it right?
What? Stamets?
Mycelial.
Oh, fuck whatever it's pronounced. This goddamn show. If I liked it, maybe I would try. But shit.
Okay. I'm just gonna call it the Mushroom Kingdom. He's in the Mushroom Kingdom somewhere. It's fine enough for me. It's science fiction magic. It's fine. I don't care. It doesn't piss me off. It's just like, okay.
Well, it doesn't really piss me off either. It's just trying to get my head around what's going on in there. Like, I'd like to know the rules.
Yeah.
You feel like if you know the rules of a world, you feel like you can follow the story better. That's all.
Star Trek tried to like explain these things in logical ways. Like they had like Lawrence Krauss writing like articles about the kind, like how they had Michael Okada, they had all of these different people that try to explain all of this stuff.
What are you talking about? Like
now I just
teleportation and all this stuff like that. Wait, I'm not.
They did, and so a lot of the stuff, but at this point, like it just took like they took the concept of a mushroom engine. I don't know. Brian Fuller read a book by Paul Stamets, Dr. Paul Stamets or whatever, who's a fucking wackadoo, and added a overarchingly complicated storyline based on some pretty far conjecture science, and now they're pushing it further by making it capture it is a little like it's lost me, like these things can't lose me, and that lost me a while ago.
The Mushroom Kingdom.
So but I had to sit through like 10 minutes of talking about it. And it was 10 minutes where I wasn't really sure what was going on. So I'm more, it's disorienting. It doesn't give me like a sort of a, like, I don't know, maybe it's understandable. Maybe it's not. I just feel like that it's timey-wimey. And that's what we say, which is how you, like when Doctor Who does that, that's a bad thing. Like that's some bad writing. It's that we don't want to have to explain the adventure we're on. And I feel a little bit of that's going on right now.
A little bit. I mean, with the mycelial network is like, kind of just an extra, it's another plane it's a D&D plane basically, just with mushrooms that you can do shit with.
So so Culber is trapped in the upside down
basically.
But Wade believes that, but he's got no evidence that that's actual Culber. He just assumes it is, where I was assuming it was Stamets' subconscious.
I think it was Stamets' subconscious too. That's the thing that
the
would
mycelial network is not just the environment is okay.
And you have to be actually. The environment is because it's a ship. They're not literally on a ship, so it is figurative. So these things coming up but Hugh didn't take mushroom injections like the other two.
So why isn't
Stamets'
Stamets' great grandmother there to help him out? Or anybody else who's dead, not helping out.
Stamets and the Pauls took mushroom injections, so that's what connected them to the mycelial net. Right,
I get that. That's why I don't.
And Hugh didn't, so he shouldn't be in.
That's
there.
why I'm like, why would he be in there unless he's just a manifestation of his Stamets' subconscious?
Yeah. Well, because we don't know, because there's weird consciousness stuff going on. We don't know what happens.
In theory, the mycelial net could have a consciousness, have downloaded Paul's file, Stamets' file, and realized that Stamets has Hugh, so he's going to come to him in the face of someone he loves, like in Contact.
And I think we were overthinking whether Culber is dead or not. I don't know. It's supposed to be a story about love surpassing death. That's all I know about it. I don't think it supersedes the cheapness.
These things are better. These things are better if they make sense, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, like that I don't know if I told you enough that I loved you scene probably would have had a lot more weight if we knew he was talking to a memory of Culber or if he was talking to Culber's consciousness. I guess is my point. It's like
right. I just took for granted that it was his consciousness all the time, but maybe I'm wrong.
I just don't. That doesn't make sense to me.
Like that's why I don't know how the network works. Because I don't know the rules of it, and like I don't understand what I'm watching. I'm just kind of all right, whatever's happening.
Just kind of there again. Sometimes this show finds new ways to be insubstantial. Like I'm so like confused by it that I assume that either I'm on hold and they'll explain it to me later, and then but then they're always expressing emotions. And this was the second least not making sense plot line of the movie. Or the show, so
what the first one being Ash
the next one,
yeah.
Oh, all right. Is that a good transition into the Ash Fox storyline?
I'm done talking about the Culber shit anyway. It's starting to make me mad.
Why is it making you mad though?
I just don't want to talk about it. I'm tired of it.
I get that. Okay. We're on the same wavelength on that one. All right, let's do this one.
Instead of putting directly into the brig, they're trying to help out Tyler, who's like losing his shit and freaking out because he doesn't know who he is, and then also he's getting self-destructive.
He's got malware, and so sometimes the compute but I don't know what's the software and what's the malware at this point, and I think that's what they're trying to do with it. But yeah,
right, yeah. Sar's being a good, just like, look, we're trying to help this guy. We can't do anything for him. He goes to Laurel, and she's like, I'm not helping him. He's fine. He's a Klingon. He signed up for this shit.
Yeah. And
then they're like, but he's really suffering, and we don't want that. Oh, and by the way, the war's over here. We're stuck in the mirror universe.
Yeah.
Like, get over your shit and just help us out here. And she's like, what? No, you're lying to me. But then they teleport him directly into the brig with her, and she gets all emotional when she sees him. He's
been clawing at his chest.
He burst his restraints at one point, and he's like about trying to rip his heart out. Like, he's trying to Temple of Doom himself, but you can't do that.
Yeah, it's pretty clear that it seems like both Tyler and Vok were saying "kill me," right?
Yeah.
It was.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so he convinces her. She's like, "There's one thing I can do to fix him." And then they let her in on the. So again, there's no damn doctors. Yeah. There's no doctors on this ship. Everybody's got to.
Were they doctors or were they?
No, she's the doctor.
There's some doctors standing around, maybe.
But are they? We know they're medical crew. We know this, but like, did they think that he had a bad?
They were all secure.
No, the people in white weren't.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Are the people? We still haven't met the chief medical officer.
Right.
I guess it's like.
Show
were they just nurses that just were treating him for a shellfish allergy, and that's why he was having a bad reaction to?
I assume maybe they're doctors, but they're not important doctors. Let's not worry about it.
Yeah, all right.
Season 2, like, get your sick bay in order, Discovery.
Please, yes.
Yeah, but she's the only, and it's fine that they don't know how to help him because they don't know what the fuck's wrong with him. Fine, but like. We don't have any, featured actors that we're going to pay enough to be like the CMO, I guess.
Well, you don't have to pay Jason Isaacs for season 2. So
you're right. Well, maybe by season 2 they'll get
my right nut for an elderly Dr. Phlox to show up and just fix it.
Right. But for season 1, they don't have it. That they're not paying anybody to have those lines, so they're just going to have extra standing around.
Yeah.
And then she gets to wear the power gloves without the holograms that he was using the Busy Bee with.
Yes.
To shoot lasers into his brain, and he's yelling he's yelling Klingon and stuff and about Kalish.
And then he's saying what looks like a Klingon prayer.
Yeah. But then he starts,
and then she rejiggers his brain, and then he says the prayer in English.
Right. And then she's sad.
Yeah, then she screams like someone died. Right. So did she kill? Like, what was I supposed to think happened in that last scene?
Yeah, I'm not sure. What I thought was happening is that she sacrificed his Klingonness, and now he's going to be Tyler.
So what the fuck?
I don't know.
Was this all for?
Yeah, I don't know. Or maybe it's just like him reconciling.
That's exactly how I read it too. But why would she go kill Vok? Why wouldn't she kill the Tyler programming?
Because Vok's gonna be like upset being in a human body all the time. I don't know.
But he signed up for this.
Yeah, that's true.
So logically, the only logical thing that she could do at that point, since she's been given control over him to fix him, is that she can kill the Tyler programming, and now we have Vok again. Right.
But then Vok would be in a human body, and that's what Vok was free.
He would be in a human form, and there's nothing she can do about that. He can speak English.
Was freaking out. Vok was freaking out and like cutting himself up because he was at war with a human.
She may have sacrificed what Vok out of like desire to, like, maybe out of pity or something. I don't know.
Maybe
we'll have to
something dumb.
It may be. I don't know yet. It's still a little
like, it seems to me that she killed Vok. And then she did that scream which is a ritual of how they
do that when Klingons are
how
dead.
They play observance to the fallen. Like, that's dumb. That makes the whole entire plot of the whole season dumb.
Well,
yeah.
I could see like some salvaging of it in that she's where
we do know important information though, that Ash Tyler was an actual Starfleet officer that existed.
Yes.
So we got that could be a little clue as to the future of the character.
Right.
So if he goes back to just being Tyler,
yeah,
they might keep him as a time bomb. Like, got to tamp down the fact that you're a real
Well,
Klingon.
he can't be a time bomb if she killed the.
Yeah, well, then he's a diffused bomb at that point.
Yeah.
And then he gets to be just like a Starfleet. Well, I mean, for an arc of the season, it's her realizing like that it's her acquiescing and letting the war be over.
Why does that have power?
Well,
Well, we'll have to wait and see if it does.
yeah, we'll have to wait and see. That's my.
But I mean, it should be in keeping with
It doesn't look good though. If we were going to diagnosis, the prognosis for this storyline doesn't look healthy, James. If that's what you're getting at.
Yeah.
It's an 80% chance of dumb.
Yes, 80%. I'm afraid the dumb is terminal at this point. There may be nothing we could do from here on out. We could try to keep it as comfortable as possible for the next story arc. But yes.
If she's letting Vok die because she sees that his life is going to suck, and it's her like learning a little bit of pity, it's like her maybe learning some sympathy or something.
But when have we seen that in her character?
Well, it's because she loves Vok and she doesn't want to see him suffer. I don't know.
Then wouldn't it be easier since he is Vok? Wouldn't it be easier to kill the Tyler part?
Not if the Vok part's going to be like screaming all the time.
Then wouldn't it be easier for her to just kill them both while she's there?
Sure, but I don't know. We don't know what it is yet.
We got to get our breathy scene in the brig between Burnham and Ash Tyler. Like, we're gonna get that.
Yeah.
James, it might not be. We're gonna get it though. You can't do that if one of them's dead.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if we're getting back towards if we're heading towards the status quo of 10 years from now in Kirk and Spock, maybe she's just making him into a new kind of Klingon, which is like what we see in the original series. Where
he's gonna grow his
Fu Manchu.
his eyebrows out, and they're gonna put shoe polish on his face.
Yeah. He's just gonna do a Fu Manchu and like be a Klingon. I don't know.
I don't either.
I think we've picked over the bones of this one pretty well, though. I think.
There was a general positive feelings. I mean, for the first two episodes, what do we think now? Where are we at?
Well, this was just like what we said. What I said at the beginning. It felt like we're just running through plot right now.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what this episode thematic was.
It was a nice experience to just run through plot for a while.
Right. It's just moving the ball down the field towards the end game.
It's skimming the page. It's skimming
progress.
the pages.
Yeah. They're just skipping rocks, I guess.
They got to give this book report in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
How many more episodes of this season do we have?
3.
Holy shit! This is a 15-episode season.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
We got what's past is prologue, which is going to be all. I mean, this is going to be the Jason Isaac doing what you hired Jason Isaac for, which is choose scenery, and then there's 2 more episodes after that.
Then the episode where they get back to the prime timeline is my theory, and then the final one
wait, are we now thinking that Giorgio
comes along?
Will be a good guy? No, maybe not come along.
No.
But will be a good guy and help Michael Burnham out and give her some emotional closure, not by killing her, but by like giving her my daughter was a fuck nut, but you've I don't know, whatever, you are okay.
You're okay, Johnny.
Yeah, like is that what we think it's going to culminate in? Is because now it's like, I mean, this episode ended with the distinct feeling that Michelle Yeoh is on the good guy team against the bad guys.
I wouldn't go so far as that she's a good guy now.
Anybody can be redeemed,
but
I think that old Luke Skywalker in Return of the Jedi feel that anybody can be like turned good if
right.
All that.
Like, but I mean, if we're like saying Isaacs is irredeemable, they are. Like, Giorgio ate Saru in this episode. That's pretty irredeemable for me too. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, but she's in a.
Eating
she's
an alien fish person and diddling a kid is a little different, don't you think?
Well, I don't think he was diddling a kid. One
or grooming somebody. Grooming your daughter.
He clearly the whole point of that story. No, wait. I think the whole point of that story is. I don't know. Like, it seemed to me that it was very clear that he.
I'm not saying that he
was with Giorgio. They had a Woody Allen, Soon Yi, and evil. Type.
All I'm saying, I'm not even here to argue that he's getting redeemed. I'm just saying that I'm not saying I don't think Giorgio's redeemable either. She's a kid, like she ate Saru, man.
Oh, I don't logically she's not. But do you think they're going to do it on the show?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Just 'cause
I don't
it's
think like
logical.
that.
That's cute, Wade. You
Making
think
the making the emperor of the evil empire.
Then why is she helping?
turn-
Why I never understood why she turned to like become. I don't understand why she made the turn to help Michael Burnham sort all this shit out in the first place.
Well, she's got some affinity for Michael Burnham. So,
And you don't think that will carry through to the end, where she nobly sacrifices herself to get Michael Burnham back to her own reality and away from the evil Gabriel Lorca?
no, not necessarily. I don't see why that's a.
And she looks at her and she says, "Go, Michael, I do this for you." And then Michael Burnham looks at her and goes, she gets all of her negative, her feelings, her guilt is gone.
I sure the hell hope not, because that sounds like the dumbest thing yet.
I agree.
Like, so I want to think better of the show than that. So, yeah, I mean,
don't know. Clearly, okay, yes, but we all agree that at the end of this episode, in very base turns, she's helping out the good guys.
And that she's not yet. She's just not killing Michael Burnham. She's not saying, "Here, let me get your ship."
No,
back
they
to
have a
you,"
common enemy now.
Yeah.
Because like now she hates Lorca.
Oh, the tone Michael Burnham took at the end.
Yeah, she hates
her,
Burnham now.
Oh, yeah.
Lorca is from your universe. Like that whole tone she took
Right.
was a tone of like talking to an ally.
And you have this next crew where clearly information gets to the Discovery, and Saru basically just says, I'm the captain now. That's on the next on. So he's like, there is no more Captain Lorca, we're done, let's do this ourselves. And so
right.
And they're fighting the Imperial
Time's up,
ship.
Captain Lorca.
And clearly Captain Lorca takes over the ship in the next episode using his old crew from the old Agonizers, I assume.
Yeah.
So I mean, that looks like what was happening, and then the Discovery has to fight them.
Yeah, I get that, but I'm not sold that like, oh, and now suddenly Discovery has the whole ISS Empire on their side. I just think they might be fighting on two fronts.
No, just her, just Michelle Yeoh, because for whatever reason.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, this is the point where I guess I say that like the one compelling part of the show, we knew it was going to be taken away, but it's kind of been taken away, which is Lorca's complex personality.
Yeah.
So now he's a Roland Emmerich villain from the rest of this time on. He's going to be John Malkovich from Con Air, I'm going to guess. So and that can be exciting. We now have an action movie, with a Khan-like villain, I guess is what they were trying to build. And that's why you hired Jason Isaacs. What I always said, you hired Jason Isaacs to be this guy. So
yeah,
there's twists and turns to come, but I think that
right, yeah. I mean, I'm
gearing
a
up
little,
towards just
I'm a little deflated because that's the least interesting version of a Mirror Lorca to me. It's like, oh yeah, okay.
What is?
That he's just a black hat. That he has no gray to him, really. That he's just been.
Yeah, I'm sorry that they did that to you.
Yeah, me too.
Well, they did it to you too. You were a fan of Gray Lorca.
I was, but you know what? This show had so many offenses for me before that.
Yes.
If you took one away, it really doesn't matter to me.
That's the way. I mean, it didn't go any way that I didn't expect it to go. For the while there, when he kept saying "say her name," and I was like, the name's got to be important, and we don't know any other women on the show. And then I was like, oh, is this guy Michael Burnham's brother?
Right. Yeah.
Like that's what I was wondering the whole time. Also,
it crossed my mind, but there's like, no, they're not that dumb.
And then I was like, are the only two black people on the show are related?
That would be even worse, but yeah.
So, I didn't really get that scene. I don't know. I didn't really get that scene. I mean, I got what was going on.
Right.
I didn't really get why they did it that way.
Right.
Why
they were just setting up. He doesn't know who it is because he's not a mirror person. Like,
but he could have said it without killing everybody. I don't know.
Yeah.
And you were revealing it anyway up in the Kobayashi Maru, Mr. Kobayashi, see, like the Usual Suspects.
Oh yeah.
Upstairs, so you were already revealing it.
Right.
But I don't know. Why do
All right, guys.
Why do they have different? What is a quantum signature? Do we need to? I mean,
that just shows that you're from a different universe.
Okay.
You're from that bright universe instead of the dark one.
Do you think that they will use that in a plot point? Like Lorca will turn off the lights and all the Prime Universe people won't be able to fight in the dark. But he can,
right.
because he's accustomed to it.
Maybe. You know,
He'll
how come Smiley never squinted when he came across the DS9?
Oh, because this is the Kelvin universe.
Oh, okay.
It would have been better if Smiley had some cool fucking shades when he beamed over.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. The eyes thing is like, why are you doing this?
Yeah. Why? Okay.
I think that it's that thing where you wanted to give him a cool thing. And so he always is in the dark. And that's cool because and then you make it
they over explain it on the back end.
Yes. Then you give it a reason, and then it all
right.
So yeah, so we got 3 more of these things. So we'll get more Jason Isaacs, but like probably a little bit more more two-dimensional Jason Isaac.
I still like my Nutty Professor Jason Isaacs.
Yeah,
for
that would
season
be
2.
the one.
I'm sure that he'll show go up and he'll buck teeth and a bigger Southern accent and some glasses.
And just always eating fortune cookies.
Got cookie crumbs around his mouth and whatnot.
Yeah, that would be the best.
I just want him to be like Professor Frank or whatever from The Simpsons. Why am blowing across with the
so
I'm embiggening.
I'm officially calling it that Saru dies so that she has a clean trek to Captain.
But she cleans the toilets. She doesn't actually have.
Yeah.
Everybody else would have to die too. She'd have to be she's the only one on the ship without a rank. I mean, I guess the Admiral will have to reinstate her.
That's what
Admiral Cornwell will have to reinstate her when they get back to dinner.
If they get rid of Saru, then it's just Burnham, Tilly, and Stamets are the only 3 characters that get carried over.
And Spock, Culber.
Maybe. I think they're just gonna leave him dead, which maybe in season 2
that's the best thing.
Yeah.
That's the best thing. When they brought back Spock, they were bringing back one of the most famous television characters of all time.
Like if they bring back Culber, it'll I think they've already got this. This has already gone to print. Like they might on the back end, oh shit, we fucked up. Let's try to damage control in season 2.
Oh, or Tasha Yar and find a bunch of ridiculous ways to get him back on the show.
Right.
This show, man. This show is this show. It's gonna keep this showing.
Yeah, I think we're done. Do you got anything else, Wade?
No, I don't have anything that much.
You want to give people our phone number and let them know about our Patreon, or? Oh
yeah, give us a call. Let us know what you thought about this episode. I wasn't quite as energetic, I feel like, this week as I was. For whatever reasons, you can't be at 100% all the time. But let us know what you think. If you loved it, please give us a call at 917-408-3898 or record a voicemail and send it to us, or an email at rollsofacquisitionpodcast@gmail.com. That's for our other Star Trek podcast where we go through Deep Space Nine. Check it out. It's pretty great. So we would love to hear what you think. We do another podcast later in the week. We record on Thursday, so get that in soon and hear yourself on the podcast. Check it out. We really want to know what you think about everything. If you want to support us and all the work that we do on this and all our other podcasts, you can get our exclusive podcast even by supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/kickersofelves. We have a whole little mini series going over there about not Star Trek, but Frank Herbert's Dune, Much Ado About Nothing.
Yes.
That's a lot of fun going up over there. So become a patron and check that out. And do all the other stuff that every other podcast asks you to do. All that stuff.
Awesome. Well, thanks again for joining us here on a Discovery Home Companion. We hope you join us next week as we go through another episode of Star Trek Discovery. For James, Wade, and myself, 3 to beam out.
Subscribe to us on iTunes or Stitcher or Caster or Fuckcast or Podsucker. Review us on iTunes. Also grab a bit of fame for yourself by calling us at 917-408-3898 and leaving us a message. We play that shit on air. or email us at rulesofacquisitionpodcast@gmail.com. Also, listen to our Deep Space Nine podcast, Rules of Acquisition. It is pretty amazing, but you may not yet be ready for its awesome amazingness. Assess your personal awesomeness appropriately.